Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Sean's Station. Today we are going over the new updates on the layout. We've got trains running, all the tables are put together, track has been laid down, wiring is done, and I am so excited to share with you all what the layout looks like so far and to just get some trains running. So let's have a great time on Sean's Station. This video is brought to you by Mario's Trains, located in Winchester, Virginia. They've been the source for the model train enthusiast for over 15 years and provide fast, friendly service online, in-store, or over the phone. Click the link in the description to check out their online inventory and weekly coupon codes for discounts on all your favorite trains. Free shipping over $100 anywhere in the U.S.? Check out Mario's Trains. That's right, y'all. We're back at the layout, and I'm super excited to share all the updates and everything going on. I had some friends come over at the end of April to help build the first 2 tables of everything, and since then, here we are at the end of June, almost 2 months later, and all the tables are built and put together. So it's been great to get all of these tables together, get the track laid down, and the whole thing has kind of been a learning process for me. Yeah, I had tables built up in my last layout, but pretty much I did most of the table building on my own, except for the 2 tables that my friends helped me build. The wiring was done by myself, just getting the connections and everything, but I learned a lot from a lot of people that I spoke to for advice, for how to wire things up, where to connect them. I had some friends help me with some troubleshooting with some of the wire issues I was experiencing, which they were from me. That was my own mistake. So again, it's been a learning process, and I am certainly glad that I figured out some of the issues, and we have trains running. I have Pennsylvania Steam set up right now, and I'm really excited to share some new engines, some classic engines that you guys have seen before on the channel. But before we get started with some trains, let's go over just the layout as a whole and the wiring process, and then we'll get some trains running. So let's check out the layout. All right, so let's start off looking over the new layout at the station here. We've got the T1 duplex, which I have not ran this thing in about 3 years, so it's so good to have this thing running again. We're going to start off here at the station. These first 2 tracks, they're all connected. Just the outer and inner one here are just a passing siding with the switch up here on this end connecting them, and then we have the inner loop going around. Ignore the cardboard. This is just to keep the fast track level for now as trains are running across. And we're going to continue this way to the main station area with a pedestrian walkway going over the 2 main tracks. I'm going to work on getting a solid platform built from the station to the steps on both sides here, and then again from the platform to this main station. And honestly, I'm not sure if I want to keep this here. I don't know if I want to have this or just have like a flat platform with a smaller station, just because it is kind of bulky and it's poking into my insulation right now in the basement. So I don't know if I want to keep that. But as we continue this direction, there's more of the platform station area. And again, the station siding kind of ends right here. So I can have 2 passenger trains parked here, one coming in and one exiting, while freight here has its own loop. This switch here, I was just fiddling around with laying the track on the layout, and I realized I have enough space to kind of make this another siding passing loop, or in freight terms, a thoroughfare track. So this is the main loop that breaks off here to the left. If it stays straight, it goes right into the yard. This is the bridge section that I've made for the 3 tracks. It's been a little tricky to kind of get them all attached there, but I just used the leftover wood scraps and blocks as the bridge supports. I'm going to try to get some retaining walls and just cut them to fit around these blocks, just so it looks a little bit more realistic. But I'm thinking of having just a small little creek and maybe a little roadway here with some cars and maybe just a couple of hobos and, just cool little nature stuff. This good little scenery. Moving on to our right, I just placed this little old windmill there for now. Haven't really figured out a good spot for it, but it'll go somewhere. Any scenery right now is good scenery. We're going to go into our main freight yard here, and I'll back up so you all can just see it as a whole. So I've got a little yard tower here. I had some more tracks laid down. I think I'm still going to get a few more tracks, maybe 1 or 2 more in this yard just for some storage. I just need a few more Fastrack switches. So if you have any Fastrack switches that are 072, right, left, or the Y switches, hit me up because I could use some. But this inner loop here that connects at the switch right here without the freight cars on it, this one is the thoroughfare track, just kind of going through the yard, just connecting. But this freight train here, this one is on the what I would call main 2 on the inside loop. And up over here, main 1 and 2 are connected by a crossover, and they are isolated, so outer loop and inner loop are separately powered and controlled in case, you know, there's a derail, something shorts out. So if something derails on the outside loop or inside loop, it's not going to affect the other adjacent track. In this little empty vicinity here, ignore the scraps and leftover pieces just from construction and getting things together. I'm not sure if I want to have just like a few spur tracks come out this way, or just let this be a good use of scenery. I think that would be kind of a good idea, just to, you know, let it show it's not just trains running around. Most of my previous layouts have just been straight up trains moving, and it's kind of looking like no one else exists in this world. So maybe I'll get some buildings, some houses just nearby to make it look, you know, civilized as possible. But if we turn here to our right, this is going to be what I'm going to call like my engine storage area. And let's go take a closer look at that. So I have this this top switch up there. That's going to lead engines to the station tracks, just 1 and 2. And then if they keep going straight, this is where we break out into the engine storage yard. This long straight one against the wall there, I might just use it as, like, you know, parking a maintenance of way train or just parking a passenger train there. But I've broken these out into 4 engine storage tracks. So I can either have like some sanding towers or like just engine stalls. I haven't fully decided yet how I want this to look, or how I fully envisioned it yet. But this is the full view of it. I think it's really cool just to have an engine parked there, pull it on out onto the main line, and get either hitched up to a freight train or a passenger train and get it rolling. But this is the main area to enter the layout from the outside. If we look underneath, we've got these little industrial gate hinges that are spring-loaded. So if I pull them down here, I drilled a hole for the pin to go into on both sides just to support it. And we've got some hinges right here. So I saw this from RGO Scale on Instagram. Super nice guy. I asked him for some advice on how he made his drop bridges on his layout. He's got about 2 of them, I think, maybe 3. But I went to him for some advice on how to get this correct, which products he used, because I really don't want to be crawling underneath the layout all the time. The layout's about 3.5 feet from the ground, so I don't want to keep breaking my back for that. So I use this a quick little way to just unlatch them, bring the table on down, walk across, and then relatch it again. Again, the cardboard's here to support the Fastrack, so nothing is, you know, bending as engines are running over it. I'm going to get some more insulation here, or foam boards, to level it out and pretty much just make it nice and even. So this is going to be the next big project for the layout. I also want to give a huge shout out to Mario's Trains in Winchester, Virginia, my local hobby shop. They helped provide a bunch of the Fastrack curved pieces that I needed. They had a lot of 096 and 084 curves, as you can see right in front of you. Again, huge thanks to Mario's. They had a bunch of the curved pieces in stock that I needed, and it definitely helped complete the layout. So again, I'm going to put a link to their website in the description of this video. Go check them out. Again, they've got free shipping on anything over $100. They'll ship it to you for free in the continental US, and they've got so many good deals. New items come in every single week. So again, go check out Mario's Trains. So if we were to be walking downstairs, this is what we would enter to, the engine storage yard here. the station right to our left. We would duck under. And again, the goal is to not duck under because I'm getting too old for this. We would follow the station area. And then we would get to our river, bridge, creek area, our freight yard, maybe some more buildings and industries in this area, and then right back to where we started. So this has been the grand feature tour of the new layout for Sean Station. And now we have reached the most challenging part of the layout, power and wiring. I have the outputs here from the Z4000 going into fixed voltage 1 and 2. Fixed voltage 1 goes to the outside loop, which has a 12-port terminal block labeled, and then inside loop with another 12-port terminal block for fixed output 2. I was watching some videos for how to connect bus wire. As you can see, I got a ton of wire here. Honestly, I think it's about 200 feet of 20-gauge wire. Yeah, that was a challenge. But while stumbling upon some videos and getting some insight from other YouTubers, I found a video by Datified, aka Michael, from the Secondhand Overland Layout. Check him out. He's got some great tips on O-scale layout building and just running trains. Super fun guy. I've met him at York a few times. Such a friendly person. So, Michael, thank you for your advice on this. But to show you all, we've got these 3-port connectors here, which have been super useful to get the positive and negative wires on. And what he showed pretty much was he labeled the connectors black for the negative and grounding wire, and then red for the middle rail or the center rail for all the red wires that are connecting onto here. So it was a puzzle to make sure I kept track of all of them and kept them all together. But these were super neat, and I'll show you all a closer look of them here. All right, so this is how I wired up and spread out the feeder wire here to all the terminal tracks. Again, I took these terminal ports that Michael used in his video, and I labeled them as heated with a red Sharpie for the middle rail and then a black Sharpie for the grounding outer rail. I use these little pinch ports here to kind of just clip the wires tightly. And when I came out to the track I needed, I took the wire ends, I would strip them with wire strippers. You would just attach them to the right one, you would pinch them in, and both of them. So this is our grounding wire up here and our middle rail or hot wire right there, all labeled properly. And pretty much just when I did that for the entire layout underneath, it gets way messier down there by the river area. I might just call that Wire River, because why not? It makes sense. It's a sea of wire underneath there. So that's pretty much how we got the layout wired up. So that is how I wired up the layout underneath pretty much. I saw online that it was wise to have terminal tracks every 4 to 6 feet, so that's what I did on both the inner loop and outer loop. Again, this was a learning process. I made some mistakes with just starting it from the transformer, and I had some wires from the outer loop that were connected to wires in the inside loop, which was a big mistake as well. So we hopefully don't have to make the same mistakes twice, and everything is running smoothly. We're all good here, but that's just part of the learning process. It's fun, it's part of the hobby, so it just took a lot of time, and don't know if I'll get those years back. Did I say years? Maybe I meant weeks. Yeah, it felt like it took forever to get everything where it needed to be. So I'm really glad that we can get some trains running, and I'm just so excited to share with you all everything that I've acquired the last couple of months. I have gotten some new engines, some new rolling stock, but I pretty much just want to show you all the new engines I've acquired for the Pennsylvania Railroad era. So let's take a look at them. So first up are these two Pennsylvania steam engines. Closest to the camera is the MTH Premier Protosound 3 Pennsylvania H10. It's a 280 steam engine. I got this from my good friend Matt. Look him up on Instagram, Matthews O-Scale. He sold me this engine for a super great price. It runs great, and it sounds amazing. Really great to use it just throughout the yard, just shutting some freight cars or just pulling some small local trains. So it's the perfect little steam engine, and I love it so much. And directly behind the H10, we've got the Pennsylvania Railroad M1b. This is an MTH Premier Protosound 2 engine. It's a 482, And I got this from my good friend Hudson, super good friend in the hobby, and he was letting go of his O-scale stuff, so I hit him up for some of the engines he was selling, and this one happened to be one that he was happy to give me for a great price. So I love this engine. Between this one, the H10, and my J1A, all these three steam engines are great for freight hauling, and they look great together running on the layout. So I'm super thankful that Hudson sold me this engine, and I am very thankful to have it in my collection. Up next, we have the Rail King Imperial scaled diesel here. This is a Pennsylvania Railroad switcher diesel. It's an S1 1200. Super nice diesel. I also got this from my good friend Matt. Sold it to me for an amazing price, and I honestly am not a fan of these diesels, but Matt is a good salesman, and he said it would look great pulling my maintenance of way train. And as soon as he said that, I envisioned it pulling the train, and now that's its main role in this layout. It's hauling the maintenance train. It's got the track cleaning car, which has been working so hard lately to make sure all the Fastrack is clean and rid of residue. So this is a super great engine. It sounds awesome, very realistic, and I'm a big fan of it. It is Rail King, but Rail King has scale-sized diesels such as this one, so the detail is very good. The sounds are very good as well, and I love this engine more and more every time I see it running on the layout. I did not expect to enjoy it as much as I thought I did. So, Matt, thank you again for the great deal. I love seeing this thing run together on the layout. All right, y'all. So those are all the updates on the layout, the new engines added to the collection, and just the in a nutshell version of how we got the tables and the wiring all together. So I don't want to talk anymore. I want to leave you all with some video clips of the engines running on the layout. So this is Sean Station signing off. We will see you next time. Enjoy the trains.
We got the run up the branch and back.
Any switching to do on this run today, or is it just the transfer run?
We do have a few set-outs and a couple of pickups scheduled.
So I'll have to keep plenty of steam up for the grade.
75